Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're well and having a good weekend. It's Sunday, it's Father's Day, the 15th of June, isn't it? I've been to the shops today. At the time of doing this video, I went to the shops earlier on. That video, beer haul video, will be coming up later on. So it'll be up on the Sunday about 5 o'clock. Pointless because this is coming after. But I've decided to do one of the beers that I picked up, and funnily enough, it's from a brewery that generally I wouldn't go for, but the can just really interested me. And the one we are looking from is from Greene, of all sort of breweries, if you like. And I saw this in Morrison's, and straight away I was like, ooh, interesting, that's caught my eye. Will it be any good? We don't know. But the beer we are talking about is Greene's double header, double dry hopped IPA, coming in at 6.4% ABV. And I am loving that can. I really am loving the can. I think that's really cool. And that's what caught my eye. It was, like I say, from Morrison's, £4 on its own, part of a 4 for 3. So obviously I paid for this and I got the cheapest beer free. But yeah, should be interesting. Now, there is some info on the back. It's a 440ml can. It says chill at 5 degrees, serve at 7. Doubling down on our famous level head IPA, which I haven't had, which I think is about 4.2%, something like that. I can't be arsed with it. And a nod to the naming of our hometown, Bury St Edmunds. In 869, King Eddie was beheaded invading Vikings before locals say a ghostly wolf reattached his head to his body and a saint was born. There we go. That was interesting, wasn't it? Basically, it's a bigger version to their level head IPA. Tasting notes, it's saying citrus tropical flavours with juicy intensity and medium bitterness for a balanced full body finish. I'm not convinced it's going to be massively like that. The hops in this, which is nice to see, are Cascade, Centennial, Galaxy and Mosaic, so a nice line up there. And malts are barley and wheat. So I'm going to stop talking. There's another look at the can. Look, even the top's green. Now, I don't have a Greene glass. Well, I do, but I'm not going to put it in speckled end, which is Moreland, but I think it's owned by Greene. So we're going back, we're going retro, if you like, to a brewery that used to be really good. S43. I'm going to whack it in there. So let's stop talking. Apologies if you see me teeth and I feel like I've got a bit of meat stuck in there. Anyway, nice and chilled this beer is. Let's get it cracked open, see what we get. Now, I think this would genuinely be my first ever craft beer from Greene. So I'm not too massively hopeful with it, to be honest, but we shall see. Double dry hopped IPA, 6.4%. And at £4, it wants to be good. Hopefully it will be. There is a bit left in the can, which I'm going to leave in there. But beer in a glass, there you can see. I'm going to say that's amber in colour. As you can see, it's got a slight haze to it. It looks dark on my side because you've got the light coming through. There's some gentle carbonation going up and a little white head on top. So, looks all right, that's all I can say. But we will find out more when I dive in with the old nostrils. Let's have a sniff. Hoppy notes, yeah. It's a funny sort of sweet side. Maybe this is something that I keep picking up, because in the last few reviews I've done, which will be up way down the line, I seem to be getting a little bit of a sweetness, like a vanilla thing going on. There's definitely sort of like, well, I say vanilla, definitely a caramel note in there I'm finding. Malty caramel note, something rather funny. There is mango. It's almost like mango and caramel mixed, but it does smell hoppy. It smells a little bit different. But that could just be me. Different. I'd like to say different in a good way, but there is something a little bit funny there, but we shall see. We'll get the rest out of the can, get it in, and we'll dive in, have a taste. There's still a little bit in there. So Greene King double IPA, not double IPA. Greene King a double header, double dry hopped IPA, 6.4%, £4 from Morrison's. Let's dive in, give her a go. Cheers. Well, I wasn't wrong with that malty caramel note. That is definitely there. Taste wise, I'm going to hold judgment. It's certainly not, I'm not going to say it's terrible, but the first thing that I noticed that I felt quite good was the body of the beer. So I'm going to get the rest in now, and we are going to get properly cracking on this. Let's go again. Right, body of the beer. I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, it's not chewy, but it's got some weight to it. There's something about this that reminds me of something else they've done. Maybe it's a yeast strain or something they use, or I don't know. But the body of the beer is actually quite decent, I'm going to say. And I will say the beer is really, really smooth. And it's really smooth. Carbonation is minimal. You do feel it, but it is very minimal. It certainly doesn't roughen up that mouthfeel. And the mouthfeel is nice. Like I say, it's really smooth as well, and it does go down well. There's definitely a set taste in this beer that I'm going to say that you get with Greene King beers. Like I say, whether it's just a set taste, whether it's a yeast or whether it's something else, I don't know. But there's definitely that set taste that tells you it's a Greene King beer. But other than that, you're getting mango. You're definitely getting a malty caramel note. A little bit of pineapple in the background, I'm going to say, or passion fruit. Could even be a little bit of grapefruit in there as well. Tropical notes, it said. Citrus and tropical. Well, you definitely get the citrus. Tropical. If it is there, it's very subtle going along in the background. Juicy intensity and medium bitterness. And there is a medium bitterness. I would say that. They say medium, I would say subtle. But the biggest flavour you get in this beer is that sort of caramel, malty caramel note. It's by no means a shocking beer. And to be honest, there's probably beers in the supermarket at the same price that aren't as good. But I just find that caramel note a bit overpowering. I'd like a bit more juiciness, or a bit more fruity notes, and a bit less, more hop rather than malt. The malt side of it sort of takes over. But that said, it's pretty pleasant. Isn't that the Greene King flavour is there in the background that you get with all their beers? It's definitely the caramel maltiness. And repeat myself now, is a little bit overpowering, and you have got that Greene King thing going on in the background. But that said, it's a reasonable effort. I think the caramel thing is just overdone. It goes down quite well. 6.4%. You really don't pick that alcohol up. I don't think it's too bad, but it's not as good as maybe it could be. I think there's just maybe a little bit too much Greene King in this beer. You know, you'll drink it. Some people may well love it. Like I say, I don't think it's the worst beer going, but at the same time, it's not fantastic. But it's interesting. It's is it worth giving a go at £4? It's not cheap, is it? But that said, I was intrigued by it. It depends on your palate and what you want. If I'm getting a nice 6.4% IPA, I want more hop rather than the malty side. But yeah, I think it's one of them. If you feel like giving it a go, give it a go. I don't think you're going to be I don't think anyone's going to be blown away by it. But at the same time, I don't think they're going to be hugely disappointed. But it has got its fault. It's got its faults, but it's by no means the worst beer out there. So yeah, there we go. My first dabble into Greene King and their sort of craft beer range. Double header, double dry hopped IPA, 6.4%. I am neither going to recommend it or not recommend it. It's a middle of the road one. But if you are tempted, give it a go. If you're not sure and you think I'm going to leave it, that might be one of them where you leave it. But there you go. There's my thoughts on that beer. If you've had this before, let me know your thoughts on it. Sorry for waffling on for so long. Thank you all for watching. Like the video, give the channel a subscribe, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.